This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And before we start the video, I would just like to ask, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. 94% of the people who watch my videos are unsubscribed. And it would help so much to push towards, well, me being able to monetize the channel, which is something I would like to do, just, get a little money off of it. Of course, not every video would be monetized, but I would just like to ask you for your help. You don't have to, of course, but I'm just asking you for your help. It would also help that I put some of the money back into the channel. But I do hope you enjoy my content, and I hope you enjoy the video. And this week I am reviewing Young Justice Season 4, Episode 4, and Doom Patrol Season 3, Episode 8. I do have to warn you, there are major spoilers in this for the new Young Justice episode. So if I were you, I would now watch it if you haven't seen that yet. There are spoilers for Doom Patrol, but there's a pretty big one for Young Justice, so let's go into it. And to start off, it's pretty crazy here. We have with Young Justice, I thought we wouldn't see. And it's been kind of crazy. My theory that I made a few days ago was wrong, but it led to something arguably worse in terms as a viewer, since we weren't as connected too much to the Martians. And that is Superboy died in this episode, or presumably died. There's nothing definite about it, and, well, I haven't seen anything online at this point about it, so I have really no idea if, he's dead or not. The only thing I've really seen is people posting, the clip of him dying. I haven't seen really any discussion about it. Take a look at some of the comments. Some people think that the Legion has saved him. Other people do think he is dead, but it seems to be pretty popular that he's probably still alive. And I'm not fully sure. It is possible, and I rewatched the trailer again, and it seems that all the Superboy scenes were set on Mars. And it would be very interesting to see this, and also ramifications could have for the rest of the show. But also, I do expect, if Superboy is alive, that we're not going to be learning this immediately. In terms of next week that he's alive, at least I hope we don't. Like they did with, Artemis. I think it would be pretty interesting if, he died and remained dead until maybe the mid-season finale, which will be around New Year's, I think. And once that happens, I think that, it would be pretty interesting to see that he is still alive, if he is. If not, I think he could just remain dead. But yeah, I think that was pretty intense. The rest of the episode, we also learn of who killed the king. And I was kind of surprised. I thought it was going to be that one guard. I was thinking that. And then I was just starting to, when they figured out, I kind of started going towards his girlfriend, the one who tried to be his girlfriend. But I started kind of figuring it out when they did, once it started to get kind of obvious. So it's, all the clues were just kind of being thrown out at that moment, so it's not exactly me figuring it out, it's me reading some pretty clear clues and saying, oh yeah, before they say it, yeah, this is the person who did it. Because they basically said it, they just didn't say it in words. But yeah, this was such an intense episode. and especially for now is definitely a dark moment in the series. Although we can't be fully sure since, well, when we didn't fully see his body, we saw there was a body. But we're not fully sure. I also don't know why the Legion came back. Perhaps in the original timeline, he does die here. And that was, of course, the reason of the villain's plot. Whoever came back in time. But perhaps the Legion came back and to perhaps have events go as they should up to a point. They made people believe that Superboy was dead. And then, well, they continue on with events. And I don't know, I think there might be this might be like some kind of weird closed loop. And the brief theory I want to put out there is that one person, I don't know what her name is, I think it might be Saturn Girl, the one who has the psychic abilities, might in this universe be a descendant of Superboy and Miss Martian. And to prevent her being born, this person went back in time and tried to kill Superboy, but in the timeline it's always happened, and the Legion saved Superboy, and well, you can see it's a time loop, so don't want to try something like this anymore. Because, boy, paradoxes and stuff. I could probably make, a 15-minute video plus just trying to explain what happened first, and I'll probably be repeating myself like 20 times trying to figure it out. So let's not go into that. But yeah, I think I really respect that they decided to do this. And whichever way it goes, something that's going to be interesting. For now, I'm just going to assume that he is dead, but I'm willing to be wrong and corrected, because Roy is a great character. Although there is no real evidence, it's just a guess. That's why that he's alive, so that's my main reason. Oh, there are some semi-educated guesses you can make, like Saturn Girl using her abilities to, well, black out Miss Martian's ability to read Superboy's mind. Although I'm not sure if it would fully work, since she is a pretty powerful telepath. And yeah, I think that it is pretty interesting. I did really enjoy this, and I think I'm pretty excited. And going to Doom Patrol, not a very well, another episode that's kind of diving into these people's messed up lives. And it seems that it's pretty major, but like compared to a character death in Young Justice, well, not as major. And looking at it, I think it's pretty interesting that we see them kind of reconciling with their past. Yeah, for me, and not exactly reconciling, but thinking about understanding of it, I'd say more of Cliff and, well, can't we call him Cyborging, or Victor, since, well, he had all the cyborg parts removed. Both of them seem to have gone and kind of accepted what happened in the past. With him and Larry, I don't remember about the first one. So it seems that they really accepted it, but it seems that both Cliff and Jane are kind of holding on to it still, and not fully willing to get past it yet. Although they have done at least enough to be released from the eternal flagellation. And yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Also, with Rita being back and having her full memories of both the past and the present, I think it will be interesting to see how this continues. and what will happen next. It's also kind of interesting how this is also a closed time loop. And this one's kind of definite because Rita needs to somehow get a time machine to go back in time to get the brain to create the time machine that will send Laura into the future, but also allows one thing to happen in different ways, and I'm guessing, but also she needs to hold her back so Rita dies and is pushed to go to this. It's really confusing, you know. Could probably spend another 15-minute video trying to figure that out. Time loops are so confusing. I think everyone knows that. I don't like dealing with time loops because it's supposed to figure out where they begin or where they end, and once you figure it out, you find out that there's actually like 20 plot holes in that, and then you try to explain those, and when you get to that, you find like 20 more, and time loops. Let's just get away from that again. Second time it's come up. So, yeah, this time it's actually part of the story, the other time it's just a complete guess. Okay, no more about time loops. Let's just continue on because, yeah, things have been pretty crazy in this. And I think it's really interesting to see them kind of reconciling with it. And yeah, I'd say that it was more of Larry and Larry and Victor that are more reconciling with their past, and Jane and Cliff definitely haven't done it as much. Also because, Cliff is kind of knows he has a problem, but still needs to figure out how to fix it. And also it's pretty interesting to see that I think Jane is now the last personality and the rest have been gotten rid of by Kay. And I'm excited to see this. I definitely want to see how this continues. I am excited for next week's Doom Patrol, but I think I'm far more excited for the Young Justice one because of, that ending. And I do hope you enjoyed. Look out for some of my content, including a review of The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug tomorrow, and 2 scary stories on Sunday, plus the weekly update for the next week. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.